Hope you're not watching this, Carolyn. I went outside my boundaries this weekend, so I got to ring it back in now.
Yes, vegan in the day and carnivore in the evening.
No, just got to do it before 3:00. That's what I got to do. And I felt bad because I was eating last night. Someone's great chicken, and the two ladies beside were having vegetarian. I'm going, this is not good.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna take a break. We're gonna have the couch lady on in a few minutes, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes on the morning vibe and family. This is going to be another great conversation. Thanks for checking it out, and as always, spread it out, and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
And that's what I feel like. You feel like you're the Harriet Tubman of the mind.
I am.
I feel like I'm I'm one of the Harriet Tubmans of intelligent Black people. Like, I want to liberate y'all from like being left behind and ignored and oblivion. No, really, the rappers get all the attention. Seriously, does anybody else feel this way? Like ignorant Black people, they'll be all up, getting all the headlines on the Shade Room.
Overly sexualized Black folks.
Like the twerkers and the just people that don't always represent the best of us. The diversity. Like people like Dr. Vibe. Like everybody should know about people like Dr. Vibe. Dr.
Really
Vibe he's trying to do good work for Black people. Dr. Vibe from Toronto. Good to see you, my brother. Dr. Vibe. Everybody follow Dr. Vibe. He has a great show. He's very good at what he does, and I have a lot of respect for him. The men who are also doing the same thing. I see Dr. Vibe in here. He's a great brother. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. He's a smart brother in Canada, and we need to follow smart people. So follow Dr. Vibe if you see him in the chat. And Dr. Vibe, say your name in the chat so people can see you. I want you to click on his name, and I want you to go follow him, please, because I want these men and women that are doing the right things to get the support they deserve. Hey, Dr. Vibe, how you doing, brother? Again, like I always do, I got to say everybody should go follow Dr. Vibe. He's got a great show. Dr. Vibe, I know Dr. Vibe's got a kingdom because I see your channel. I see you pouring into that every day. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. Look him up, Dr. Vibe, V-I-B-E. He's a great friend of me and my wife, and I love this guy.
Okay, so let me hop into this. What's up, Dr. Vibe? How you doing? Everybody, if you see Dr. Vibe in the chat, everybody go follow the Dr. Vibe show. Dr. Vibe is a real smart brother and a good human being. I like the guy a lot, and he's very intelligent. And I think everyone should pay attention to what he's got going on. We got to shine the spotlight on the intelligent Black people out here that are really doing the good work. Don't just pay attention to the rappers and the celebrities. A lot of these people are losers. Your true winners are your people in your community that are really having your back. Helping us to have stronger families and a stronger community. So Dr. Vibe is in that category. So you might see the Dr. Vibe show in this chat. If you see him, please go follow him. Okay. All right. So anyway.
All right. As always, hail up to Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins, supporting what the Dr. Vibe show and Dr. Vibe do. All right. Ryan, last night, what time was it? About 9:00. We're at this event. I'm watching this thing. Ryan comes up to me. Oh, we have a guest for tomorrow morning. I go, Okay.
Yes.
I go, all right. So Ryan gets off easy. So what I have to do is I get home last night at 11:00. I have to update a whole bunch of things on the post to make sure that the right description's there. So I said,
and this is where we need to be better at spotlighting people that we work with. So this lady has been, I would say, my counterpart with some of the events that we've been to. So going down to Dragon's Den to cover that, going to, oh my gosh, where else did we go? We were at, oh my gosh, the women's networking event and Dragon's Den twice. And she has now launched her own podcast studio. But we initially met because she started a platform called Black Print. So if you don't know Shereen Simon, looking forward to hearing more about her story and how she built Black Print to help entrepreneurs sell their products online, started up Voices and Vibes, which we've been able to do different covering events together. And now if you could tell us about the podcast studio where people can come and actually live out their podcast dreams and also photography and videography. But good to have you with us, Miss Simon.
Hello, good morning. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you, but you know what? It would be better if you could move to your left because you're way over on one side.
If I move, right? Excuse me.
I know you probably can't move too much because
because I have to make some adjustments.
Okay, well, you know what? Stay where you're at.
Okay, good.
Stay where you're at. So
audio's okay.
Yeah, the audio is fine, no problem. Okay. As we say in the biz, people can handle bad video, they can't handle bad audio. So your audio on point. So
I can zoom in. You want me to zoom in a bit?
Yes.
Okay.
If you could, yeah.
Okay. Oh, she's making adjustments on the fly. Okay, yeah, because you need to zoom in because like a little thing in this huge background, like you're in a sea of background. All right.
Let's see how we do.
How's that? I was trying to give you the full effect.
A little bit better.
A little more? You want me to zoom in more?
Yes, you do. Because you need to zoom in a lot more.
All right.
If you zoom and then scroll down a bit, and you should be good.
Yeah, you got to zoom in a little bit more. So just hold tight, family. We are going to, I think that's going to be better. All right, so we're just going to go with what you got going now because we don't want to keep the family waiting. There are people waiting in the audience.
Nice.
She's doing her stuff. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take her offline till she comes back. Let's do that. All right. So, okay, she is back. We're going to bring her back up. It's a little bit better, but we're just going to go with that. Shereen.
Hello.
Move to your left.
If I go too much more, I need to do other adjustments that I wasn't prepared for.
All right. So, okay. So what we're going to do is this then. I'm going to do this to make you. That's better. Okay. That gives a better look you. So, Shereen, what is going on in your world?
Hey, everyone. Thank you, Ryan and Dr. Vibe, for having me on your platform. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everything. Transition. Yes. I think the best way to describe my new world is transition. I have been in corporate for 20 plus years in the digital space. I am a professional, as they would say, when it comes to product management. So I am a Black woman in tech. My entire career has been online, and some transition happened. I did start Black Print. Should I just jump right in, or
feel free?
Right. Before you go any further, Dr. Tachi has a suggestion.
Yes,
I'm gonna see if I can take down your lower third.
Okay.
Because then we'll be able to see you more. Because the lower third is blocking. No, I don't know. You know what? Just go on. Let's keep on going. Dr. Tachi, I'll see if I can do it on my end. But go ahead.
Sure. Thank you. I hope everyone can see me and hear me okay. And good morning, everyone in the audience. I just moved it over so I can see all the comments. So good morning and thank you for joining us. So I was in digital. And when in 2020, when George Floyd was killed, I thought, how can I give back to the community with my skills that I use in corporate? I'm great with like Shopify websites. I've been working in huge corporations, just helping them build out their e-commerce sites. So I took it upon myself to throw up a Shopify store and name it Black Print. And after naming it Black Print, I found out that Black Print actually used to be a Black bookstore somewhere in the US. I cannot remember the exact state. But I felt like there was a ancestral connection that I was called to do. I love Patreon, our Black small business owners, and the products and services that they have. So it just felt so right to be able to do it and just pull on brands. And so I have brands that are in the US and Canada. And I had in the UK and one in Ghana. I do have one in Ghana as well. So that's how that started. But as I was onboarding the brands and getting to understand their whys and why they were starting their business or what caused them to start their business, I realized that they have a story to tell. And that's really where Voices and Vibes came from. An avenue and a channel to amplify their voice. So we started interviewing Black-owned businesses, and I've traveled to Nova Scotia a couple times by car on my own dime to go meet businesses, meet new businesses. Yeah, so I'm so happy to meet the Nova Scotian side of my family. Not my particular family, but one time we were interviewing someone, and at the end of the interview, my daughter had just moved back from Ghana. She had moved to Ghana for a bit, and she had just moved back, and I decided to take her with me at the last minute. and I call my daughter Willis. And if you are Nova Scotian, you know Willis is one of the big last names out there. And the person I was interviewing, their last name was Willis. So she said, "What? Why are you calling her Willis?" And I'm like, "That's her name." They were family members. So it was just so impactful, right? So we're learning about their business. We're realizing that this is there's a connection here to our own family, and it just is just a wonderful thing. So I don't know if you want me to stop or
but one of the things I have a conversation piece already with you is that
sure.
Is Black Print trademarked?
Not as yet. It's in the process.
Because to get that name, you're good. Because I thought I would. Well, again, I never make assumptions. That's good because a name like that, if it isn't trademarked, I'm on it.
I believe I've had someone try to. So it is a premium domain, blackprint.com.
Yes.
And I've actually had someone try to buy it from me for like $50,000.
What? That's a surprise. No, that's not a surprise.
Wow.
And I was like, so I reached out to actually a couple of my corporate old bosses, and I was like, "What do you think?" And they were like, and honestly, I didn't want to sell it for someone to do something with it that I wouldn't have appreciated. And one particular, everybody said sell except for one CEO.
Mm-hmm.
And the one CEO is a white man, and he asked me 3 questions. And he's like, "What does it mean to you? What do you want to do with it?" And I can't remember the last question. It was enough for me to say like, no. Right. And I believe I know who the buyer is because they kept checking out my profile. So I have an assumption that it was a university.
Okay.
Okay. Let me ask you something. You know what? I fully believe in generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to sell it would be stopping generational wealth.
I believe that too.
So I don't want you, if you sold that, I'd be very disappointed because that's a huge amount of IP that you're just giving away.
Absolutely. But sometimes 50K is like 50K. So,
no, but you know what? I don't look at
that. I disagree with that.
I don't look at it like that.
Sometimes it can change people's lives. So I wouldn't fault you if you're like, you know what? You did want to sell it, but we definitely can see both sides. So interesting.
Well, I think long-term gain, not short-term gain.
Right.
And 50K, like, so buying that domain was my biggest risk starting a business. It cost me, I've never told anybody this. It cost me $4,000. Now, I am a new business owner and I haven't made $1, but I'm willing to spend $4,000 on a domain name. To me is a risk, and $50,000 today might seem big, but I also had expendable cash. I work in corporate. I'm a senior manager of product, and I have a team, so I make good money at that time. And it just seems like small money, $50,000 to sell it for. So
hold on.
Love that mindset. Yes.
But before any further, you're already ahead. You put in 4,000, you could get 50,000.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's only gonna go up because that's not even including the sweat equity you've put into the brand also. So it's worth much more than $50,000.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I just, there's a benefit for being in corporate at a high level. You can see what corporations make. So if you can take that view and put it in perspective for yourself and your business, then you know that the possibilities are endless, right? I work behind the scenes. I worked in payments. I know how much corporations are making, and I worked in bottom of funnel. So I work with the money. $50,000 is chump change. Right? It's small money. And if you have like a huge mindset, then you can make $50,000. Even if you're not there yet, you can make $50,000.
Love it.
100%. Then you said, what was the process? Go back to the early days of starting your own business. What was that journey like initially?
Ooh, I gave up cooking. I'm still suffering from that. I'm trying to get back into it. So I remember I joined a company, and at that time, my director said to me, my senior director said, we're going to launch this new site, and it's going to cause us to have to go back and forth from Canada and the US, but sacrifices have to be made. And he has a wife at home, and he had children, but one of his kids is special needs. And he's like, the sacrifice that he chose to make was that his wife could stay home and he would provide for the family, and she doesn't have to cook. If it's hard days, they would order, or they would get some sort of food in the household to make it easier for her and to make it easier for him to do what he had to do. During this same time, while I was working for him, I made the same decision. I said, you know what? I have to be able to give my all at work. And the job was extremely demanding. And I held a big role, as well as I need to be able to provide at home because I'm a single mom and I have kids. I have 2 kids. So Uber became my best friend. And Uber, if you want to sponsor me, please pull up. Because I feel like I've spent a lot of money with you.
Okay. So before we go any further, our producers in our family here, Ryan Singh is saying, tilt down your camera.
Oh, okay. So because it was kind of hard to adjust the camera because I have to
like even if because you move away from the microphone, so you can't.
Yeah. If you want 1 minute, I can try one thing with the camera.
Okay. I'm gonna take you off screen, and we'll come and you come back. All right. So we're going to try one more thing to see if we can get her to look proper while we go on the screen, and allow us to catch up on comments. Ryan Singh says, congratulations, Shereen. He also said, tilt down, our camera people. And Ray, hey, Shereen from Fitness IQ Cam. Wow, 50,000. Yep. Serena Wills goes to applause to that CEO for his words of wisdom. Fitness IQ says, no, not 50K. No, don't sell 50K. And she's saying 6 figures or more. Yep. And Serena Will says, hey, Fitness IQ Cam, agreed. So yeah, that brand is worth so much more than 50K.
Mm-hmm.
So much more. And again, I'm glad that Shereen shared with us that she has kids. She can pass that brand generational to her children if they're up to doing it. Right? But 50K for that's chump change. That's surely chump change. Ryan, how much would you say if she wanted to sell it? How much should she sell it for? And I'll see people in the audience. If you got this great brand, how much would you sell it for? Or, how much would you sell for, Ryan?
Yeah, but that's where, if it's an operating business, you have to sell the whole business. You have to evaluate what the entire business is worth. Just selling the domain, unless you're moving on to another project, then it doesn't make sense.
Okay, we've got her back. That's better. Now the thing is, we got to take her off of mute. You got to unmute yourself. Yay.
Okay, are we good?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, I can actually see what still needs to be done, but we can roll it with it. If I'll tilt my head so people don't feel.
No, you're good.
you're good. That you're in the
people
center.
Don't feel dizzy with the wood paneling going one way.
So you're in this. You're more in the center, which is good. We can hear you. Okay, we'll just let it roll in. So the early days of the business, and then what was your? I like to call it your yes. What was your first yes moment in the entrepreneur journey?
Ooh, that's scary. What? I don't know. What was my first yes? I want to say the studio, but actually, I want to say last week, but that's kind of jipping like Black print. I'm sure there's other points of Black. Actually, last year, I held my first live podcast. I didn't have a studio. I had been traveling. I put on a show by myself. It wasn't a huge production, but I rented a spot in the West End. I had a panel of people. It caused a lot of anxiety that I didn't even know I had. But at the very end, it was a yes moment because we talked about the art of intimacy and sensuality. And Ryan, your wife came. Actually, you weren't able to make it, but your wife came. Yeah, yeah. Cheryl came. And the reason it was a yay because we fostered an environment where people felt very comfortable and open talking about things within their relationship. And I know I said intimacy, it wasn't just sex, and I'm just going to say it, right? Mm-hmm. It was more personal, intimate conversations about what's working and what's not working. And it's more about communication, right? So the best intimacy is like the lead up to that, to the sex, right? And it was really talking about how to be intimate in a relationship or with yourself. And I'm not sexualizing it. But the fact that people felt so safe, it was a safe environment. And I thought, I didn't even realize that we could foster such an environment. And we only had, I think, 2 vendors there. One from my store. Well, they're both from Black Print. But it was, and we had an amazing panel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I just, before we go on, I want to shout out 2 members of the Morning Vibe show family, Dr. Tachi and Ryan, with all your technical suggestions. Because now Shereen is looking right proper because she is highlighted on the screen.
Tilt.
So this is no to tilt. You don't even have to tilt. You're just good. You're just good. So thank you both for your tech suggestions in real time. Ryan, I'll give it back to you for a sec.
Well, I was curious. You mentioned that Black Print's running. You started doing voices and vibes to capture people's stories. So what was the genesis to make you want to start the studio?
Well, I went to a podcast conference last summer in July. I went to
Miami.
I went to Miami. There were only 2 Canadians.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, there were only 2 Canadians at the podcast summit with David Chans and Donnie Wiggins. Yep. And it was game changing. That's where I found out about Mario. And then Mario throws up a slide and it shows Dr. Vibe's face and his brand. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yes.
It was game changing. I have had my own insecurities about just putting myself out there on social media. I'm still getting through those. But being in that space, Americans have such a way that they can be so welcoming, and that environment just full of everyone that looks like you, the vibes, the energy, it was just so hype. And one of the conversations or one of the sessions, because it was all working sessions, it wasn't like you were just sitting there and everybody was speaking to you. It was working sessions. So I have notes upon notes upon notes. But one of the working sessions, they talked about there's different areas within podcasting that you can be a part of. You can be on the mic, or you can be the technicians behind the mic. And thank you to the professionals, Dr. Tashi and Ryan, in the audience for helping us today. Or you can even own a studio. And I've always wanted a space. There's tons of photography spaces in the city in Toronto. But I didn't think that there was any. There's podcast spaces downtown. And honestly, I've kind of like run my podcast just dirty. I will just take my equipment. I'm like a bag lady and I can set up anywhere. I wasn't really into audio. I had like my little Rode wireless mics, but I didn't understand the importance of audio. Like these are acoustic panels. Didn't understand the importance of any of this stuff. To me, it was all about the message. And so you just start. But hearing them talk about the possibilities of income that you can bring in, revenue generating income that you can bring in from having a studio, it only made sense. There's so many people out here with podcasts. You're either doing it at home, or if you're like me, you just set up, regardless on what the environment looks like. Yes. And you hear later on, like, oh, damn, there was a fridge making noise, or the lighting was all off.
But the smoke alarm is beeping.
Yeah, pretty much. All TikToks and Instagram. Yeah.
I just before we go any further, you got great comments. Fitness IQ Cam says the studio is beautiful. I know she's been there. This is high high praise. Dr. Tachi saying it is a gorgeous studio. So she knows her tech game. Also, Cher says, hi, morning, Shereen. The event was well organized and executed. Phenomenal job. So happy that you are so humble and kind. Deserve all your blessings. And Dr. Tachi again says, this is why the sound is pristine.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, now I not only am a software professional, but I know a tad about hardware.
Yes.
Well, there's lots of people in the audience. Dr. Tachi, especially, you should reach out to her, or I can introduce her. She knows a lot about that game. I've been doing this a little bit, but she is certainly a person I would turn to in regards to hardware. But most definitely, opening a studio, and it's interesting. People have encouraged me to do it. For me, I say it's not a passion of mine. You're good. I bow to you doing that. That took a major going through. My conversation point is, were you hesitant, or what brought you to the point of doing a studio?
Like I said, after from the conference, after they kind of went through the workshop of the benefits of having your own studio, to me, it just made sense. I made up my mind in that session, right there and then.
By the way, are you going to this year's conference?
I am going again.
And you know that Mario's on for 90 minutes this year?
Oh, he was amazing. And I've been through so many of his sessions. I just have yet to invest in his program. Yeah. He is amazing. I have been on multiple of his virtual sessions since I've been back to Canada, like coming back from the conference. But yeah, but
I have direct access to him, by the way.
Well, then you and I should be best friends.
You know my digits.
Yes, I do. When I came back from the conference, I just started searching for a space. I found a huge space in Pickering, right off of like White's and Highway 2. Everything's open there late in the night. It's probably the only spot that's really open in Pickering late in the night. Yeah. And the listing when I met with the realtor was redonkulous. And so there was just no way. And this space rolled out on my lap days before Christmas. And I just went hard. I just pulled some money from my savings.
Wow.
And doubled down on it. And I have done everything by myself.
Wow.
No loans.
Right.
No, nothing. I had my son in here. My daughter lives in Costa Rica. So I have my son in here. And my son and his friends. So just imagine 19-year-olds. And then I have to give credit. One of my girlfriend's husbands, he came and he cut this and he installed it after giving. But we used to work together in like the tech space. So it's good to know people. But we did everything.
Relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. But we did absolutely. I'm kind of the person that cannot sleep when I have my mind on something. So I'm up until like 4 a.m, finding the resources, doing the work. And then I get very little sleep and I get back up. It's not good. Don't be like me. But I now have like, I'm in a coaching program and there's a little bit more balance in my life. But I can give you one last thing. Right before I was ready to launch, February, I got laid off from my corporate job.
Okay.
Yeah. So February 1st, they were going to do the layoffs. And I got wind of it before I actually got the notification, or before I even started the day, I got wind of it. So I just rolled in sick for a couple more days, extended out that the time. And then the following Monday, I got laid off. And I had already invested so much money from my savings. So you just go with it, right? And I mean, I could be looking for another corporate job, but I don't even think that's where my heart is. And I love tech. I get very passionate if we're talking about building a product. I've been to these incubators. I have an idea that I'm still sitting on that works within the ecosystem of Blackprint, and all of these I have envisioned before. I actually wrote out a whole ecosystem for my company a couple of years ago. So now I'm actually seeing them come through, but not having that expendable cash is probably I only miss the money, but I'm so happy.
Right.
Yeah. But I had a good bonus. So, I'm all about taking risks. I have big kids.
All right, good stuff. So Ryan Singh says, I have to come by now and experience your studio.
Yes.
So the race is on. Who's going to get there first, Dr. Vibe or Ryan? You know what I'm saying? Shereen Knight says, love your new space. We met one of your friendly neighbors, business owners. How has the rest of the community received you?
The community here has been great. Whitby has been amazing. I'm featured in this month in May in the mayor's newsletter. So that's wonderful. I've joined the Whitby Chamber of Commerce. I got that recommendation from Ryan.
Yes. Shout out to Susan.
I've actually was always looking on Brock Street to actually start a business for Black print there, but there was one location and I hesitated. This one I did not hesitate.
Mm-hmm.
The community has been great. There's a store owner. She DMs me whenever there's anything happening. So the Whitby Tourism had an event, a private event. I got that DM and I showed up. So it's the community has been great. I went around to meet some of the immediate neighbors, and they're very, very supportive. Yeah, it's been great.
And it's so great being able to work with you. Because I remember you called me and said, Ryan, I have some extra time. So what's happening? And we started going to different events. But I'm curious, any conversations that you've had with Voices and Vibes that stand out for you, that really inspired you and keeps you doing what you're doing?
Almost all the stories are so impactful. This weekend, you called me to go to a last minute event, and I'm so grateful. I didn't even know half the people I was talking to. It wasn't until the day after I went and looked up their social media to see who they were. I met a lady. I've been looking at her business card. I need to follow up with her, and she created a clothing line, and I only met her on this weekend. We haven't had the conversation as yet. Mm-hmm. And her child has a disability where there's a lack of a bone, I believe, in the forearm of both his arms. And I don't remember the name of the business, but to me, that's a story that needs to get out there because she's created a product that can help that child. Well, how many other children are in our community or out there that have this condition and their parents are struggling? I'm a mom first, so I resonate with that. Or if we're talking about, I've had conversations with one particular person, and they talk about like yoni steams. Well, if we take some of these things have not been passed down to us from our grandmothers and our great grandmothers, right? What's the ancestral tie? How does that help us from a healing standpoint? I believe that there's so many conversations that we could be having within our community. So sure, I start with businesses, but now I'm ready to have deeper conversations that we all need to know about. Right. And so I just feel like it's so important for us as a community to raise our voice. So it's all very, very rewarding, regardless if it's the lipstick brand that I'm a rock every single time I go out, or if it's that deep conversation of something that's going to benefit another person within our community.
And I do want to thank you for that last minute mentoring. So for Branded TO, we were short a couple mentors. So I sent everybody that came by Friday to mentor these young entrepreneurs. We really thank you, because I know my messages go out very last minute, but people step up. So it means a lot to you for you to be able to show up to that. So I just wanted to say thank you.
I thank you for thinking of me, Ryan. I've said it before. You're such a gracious person. And you're very, very genuine and down to earth. And so, like, you have my number. I see your message and I'm like, oh, what does he need? Okay, let me go. So I just want to be able to help wherever I can. And I've never had a mentor growing up. And I've been asked that on different panels. And so if there's an opportunity to give back to the community and I have the time, why wouldn't I? I think we all need to be doing that.
And you can see how much it means.
Go ahead,
yes.
Go ahead.
No, I'll just say you can see how much it means to the youngsters in the room that are shy. Some are sitting in the corner not wanting to interact, and then the mentor comes up and talks to them, and then they open up. It means so much seeing that connection between more established entrepreneurs and those just coming out of their shell. But yeah, sorry, Dr. Vibe.
No, it's okay. You two you're having your love in, so I don't want to be. I don't want to interrupt. I want to just, especially for the audience sake, what is Black Print all about? We've got it up on the screen. What is Black Print all about?
For sure. So it is a marketplace, right? And it only contains products from Black-owned brands. We are kind of going through a bit of a rebrand. I am looking for new vendors to bring on. I'm actually going to New York in 2 weeks. Maybe not click through everything. I am going through New York to pick up some new vendors in a couple of weeks. They have, I'm looking for new fashion, beauty, and health products. I've noticed that some vendors have decided to stop running their business for whatever reason. And it's happened. Even I just had a conversation with somebody this last week. One of my most cherished vendors, and she's decided to close up shop. So, it's a marketplace where you can come and you can get your health and beauty products. And we are aiming to put more fashion products on there as well.
2 conversation pieces on that. What was her reasoning? Did she share it with you on why she's stopping her business?
No, I never heard back. I did ask her, but I've yet to hear back. I'm going to do a follow-up, but I was giving her a bit of time.
Yeah. And you have exposure to the front line of many African businesses. What are you hearing on their journey right now?
Some people are going through things personally. I know a few brands that have taken a step back and said that they'd be back in a year, or they'd be back and it's been 2 years, right? And I've bumped into them or I've seen them at events. And people have things going on, right? And I think COVID really heightened that. And now people are taking care of themselves, right? And you prioritizing themselves first. And I think now that it's been a few years post-COVID, we're going to see, whether it's a trend, we're going to see people either decide to go get a job because times are hard, or because of inflation, because things are not as affordable as before. There's not grants being given, or there's grants out there, but it's not as freely given as it was during that time frame. So I think that there's changes happening within people's lives, whether it's what's going on within them, or whether it's financial things that are impacting their household. So they need to reprioritize what's important to them or what they can manage at that time.
Interesting you say that. I've had a number of offline conversations where people are saying the grants marketplace is shrinking slowly but surely. So we're going to see what the casualties are out there. Sponsorships, but I ain't going to go there.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, Dr. Vibe. It's all about those sponsorships. And Mario's approach has been so different from anybody else I've seen out there on how to build a deck and put it out there and put yourself out there.
How do you think I've been part of a team that's had a 4-year relationship with Dove Men Plus Care?
Yeah.
He was instrumental in that. Won't give too much into, but the other day they came to us and said, how can we help you?
Love it.
You don't hear that much in conversations in life, let alone from corporate stuff. But I want to switch to, what services does the studio offer?
Ooh, okay. We are full plug and play, baby. So come on up. We have upgraded our cameras. The studio is very versatile. So we can move things around. We have multiple chairs. We are now hearing, because we've been doing we've been sponsoring events. So we've been hearing that some people would like to create something exclusive to them. So we are consulting with people. But if you want to come in and you just want to throw it down on the mic, you can either have the sofa setting. We do have 4 mics. We only show 2. We have a bar setting. The bar is actually on rolling wheels. It's just a standing desk, but we call it a bar. But we can also set up like a fireside chat. So we've had a couple of live broadcasts for a women's event to promote that as well. And we do have a second room, and that second room can be used for photography. This room can also be used for photography. mini events. We are actually going to be doing 2 mini events starting this month. So the first mini event is called Intentionally Me. It is on the 21st of May. It is on Eventbrite right now. The marketing will probably start going out today. So that is really about setting your goals for the future month, the upcoming month, and really being intentional with how you see yourself and your mindset. And then the second thing, of course, podcasting 101 for anyone that has a business or they just have a message and they just want to get it out there. We want you to see that you can do this even if you're not renting our camera. The only thing that's an additional cost is our camera. Our website is up, perspectivestudioproductions.com. There's other things. We also rent trees for events. Oh, sorry. We also rent this Manzita tree for events. So we're going to do a little bit more marketing for that starting this week as well. But you can come in here and you can rent this room for $125 an hour. But if you rent multiple hours, obviously the cost goes down. So if on our website, you can actually book bulk hours and you can book them up to like 6 weeks in advance, right? So all of that is dynamic. If you need to rent out the entire space, then you can do that as well. You can host meetings here. We are going to set up another television in the lobby. So if you're in here and you're doing a podcast in here, but you maybe have your entourage or you're having an event, you can also see the broadcast outside in the lobby, right? So there's opportunities here. It is plug and play. The mics, the Rodecaster is available with the room. So you do get all of that. There's Bluetooth, there's Wi-Fi, there's record players. You can change up the look of the room. Gotcha. That's it. You can we've had photo shoots done in this room as well. This is the Foxy Brown room. Because of this is the Foxy Brown room because of the lovely sofa, and it's kind of like retro chic in here. It is decked out with acoustic panels on different sides, and there's some more like hip hop inspired art on the other wall. And then the other room is our Sade room, and that room, the walls are all white, but there's a beautiful gray sofa in there. If you are a fashion brand, there's a mannequin. There's things for accessories for accessory brands. You can have photo shoots. You can have an art gallery. We have tables. We can empty the entire room and you can teach a class. So it's really about being as creative as you want to be. And if you're not certain if you can use the space, but you have an idea, just reach out. We are great with helping you out. And because we can also help you write scripts if you want to do commercials. So Dr. Vibe, you ran a wonderful commercial before you brought me on. If you have a brand out there and you need a voiceover, I have all the experience to help you write that script, as well as we can produce the voiceover. So if you want, this is it. That's our beautiful model, Olivia. So you can model, you can scroll on down, you can do the space is limitless.
This is good. Excellent. Ryan, continue. If you have,
it's awesome. I was curious with being able to rent it for those mini events. Like, what type of events have you seen? Or you said some are coming up that when people have one room, could they be doing something else in the other room? You mentioned it, but I wasn't sure how that would work.
Absolutely. So you could have a podcast in here and somebody else could be renting and doing a photo shoot in the next room. So the rooms are separate rooms that can be rented, right? Or you can rent the entire space. And our lobby has like three different fun sets. If you just want to take like selfies, the lobby's open to everybody, obviously. Our bathroom is it has a shower. So if you are running a fashion shoot and your models need to change up, they can utilize that as well.
No, that's excellent. And it's called Perspective Studios.
It's Perspective Studio Productions because we want everyone to drop their perspective.
Nice. So for people who are watching live on the replay, the link is on the screen. It's also in the comment section on most of the platforms that this is being broadcast on. So this is really good. What has been the biggest challenge during this journey for you?
My
And
mind.
pardon me?
Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish your question.
No,
Sorry.
just what's been the biggest challenge during this part of the journey, the non-corporate journey?
Oh, I was going to say my mindset, but I kind of feel like I got my mindset together before the corporate let go. And I actually feel like I've been waiting for them. I'm not feeling. I know I've been waiting to be let go for like 2 years. So,
Well,
but
but that's a good point there for people who are in corporate who want to leave. Let them get rid of you instead of you quitting.
100%, because
Right?
you need to get that severance, right? And then you don't just take the first severance, which I learned that after I was laid off years ago at another corporation.
Mhm.
When the first severance comes through, honey, you chill. And honestly, I love speaking to women and talking about money if they're negotiating to get a job, because you always ask for more. Let's put imposter syndrome on the back burner. I am all about telling you how to get the most dollars that you can possibly get when you are going into a corporate job, especially in the tech space, because I mean, I've hired people. I know how much we're willing to pay people, right? And we want you to be making a lot of money, because you're going to do a lot of work. That you are going to do the work, so you don't want to feel underpaid, and I know what that feels like. You do not want to feel underpaid. But when it comes to my journey as an entrepreneur, I would say my mindset has been the biggest thing, because your mind can play games with you, and you can say a lot of negative things to yourself, and sometimes it's all in your head, right? So you really have to push past that. And I believe that if you are really serious about building your business, you get yourself a business coach. You invest in yourself, right? Not only do you need to invest in your business and understand it, but you find that expendable cash to invest in yourself. And I think that's why I don't hesitate when it comes to doing things like this, because this is an investment.
Yes, yes.
Whether or not my kids want it or not, this is an investment, right? This can be something that can just run. My kids don't need to run this. Think about this as another property. So if you're looking at, everybody wants to talk about investment properties. Everybody wants to buy additional houses or get your first house. I don't even own my house, but I own an investment property.
Yes.
Right? So this is an investment property. If my kids don't want this, they can get someone to manage it and they can go live their best life.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I just want to add in regards to the negotiation piece, Wayne Harris, who comes on once every month with financial education, he has background, an extensive background in the corporate world. And he always says, whenever someone presents you with an offer, 3 words, is it negotiable?
Oh, I don't even ask. I just say, okay, I'll take this back.
Right.
Only because, and he's right, just putting it out there, but it's not a question. We're not settling on this dollar. So I feel, because my network has been big, what I do is I actually go back to my old managers, my old senior directors, the old VPs. And I'm like, hey, I'm looking at this director role. How much should I be asking for? Well, girl, you better be asking for 200,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this senior product manager role. Well, what are you doing? Are you front end or are you back end? I'm back end, right? Well, how much are you? So we talk, and then I don't think we talk about money enough when it comes to annual income within the community. But if you call me, I will always talk to you about money.
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So, what's next in your journey, other than not getting sleep?
I have an announcement that I can't talk about as yet. I haven't made another investment. I honestly, being off has been amazing. I'm so happy.
Yes.
I think that being happy, being happy is the most important part.
Right.
Do something that's going to make you happy. And I've wanted to do this for so long, just work for myself. And the money's not all there yet. And I'm okay with it. I'm a little delulu. I'm acting like it's there. And that's the vibration I need. So it will come.
Yes.
But I have another investment that I've done, and it hasn't been announced yet. It'll be announced, I believe, at the end of this month. And I think it's a way for me to participate and be a part of the community. It's a way for me to give a part of my expertise from the digital space as well, and as a business owner. And I'm not even I'm where I'm going as yet financially, right? Um, but for me, I am looking at rebuilding Blackprint the way I have been envisioning to do it now that I have the time. Um, Getting this space booked up. So we have open house days on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Follow us on our social, and you'll see on Tuesdays, we have open house hours from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Thursdays, we have open house from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for next week, Thursday, and the following Tuesday, because I'll be traveling. I'll be in New York. But those dates are all published on our Instagram account.
So during these open house sessions, do you have to book at a time, or you're just there and people can come in?
Just pull up, baby. Just pull up. The door is open. We keep the door wide open, and we are on 101.5 Mary Street in Whitby. But there's Byron Street. You need to park on Byron Street, and our entrance is actually in the back. So if you don't see the entrance, you can just message me either on Instagram, or you can call me, and I will come and wave at the door.
Right.
Parking is $1.10 a minute. Sorry, an hour. An hour.
That's some Manhattan prices right there.
$1.10 an hour. But you can come in. We will have the camera set up. We actually created our own podcast game, which people played during our open house. So if you want to see what it's like to be behind the mic, everything will be set up. And my camera is in front of me, but there's a television projecting the screen. So if you're sitting on the sofa, you can see what you look like. So we have that set up so you can get to feel what it feels like to do a podcast, even if you don't want a visual podcast. So if your goal is not to have a YouTube channel, but you just want to have an audio podcast, we help with all of that. So our additional services pricing to distribute on your behalf, to do the editing on your behalf, that we're going to roll out. And then we'll start our podcasting one-on-one course. But we want it to be as easy as possible for you to get your message out there.
So more comments have come down, so I'm going to catch up on those. So I don't want to forget the peeps here. Dr. Tachi says this is great. Roger Dundas says have to come by and visit your space. He's not too far from you. This is so great. You have vendors and a marketplace platform. Ryan Singh says love it. Serena Wills, applause emojis. She says love this for you. It's an investment, period. And she goes, yo, if it was for a minute, LOL, Fitness IQ Cam goes. She goes, she would have snapped if it was.
It's not.
First Lady of Charmaine. Good old Charmaine. Good investment on goal. Wishing you the best in your endeavors. The First Lady of ACBN, by the way.
I just met her.
Okay. There you go.
Nice.
There you go. So I think I am caught up. What's the well, frequency of brand promotions? You're just tuning in now.
Hey, Chris.
That's all right. No problem.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
What would you say for people who look like us who want to get in the podcast space?
I would say, I don't want to use Nike's words, just do it. I would say, let's talk about your message. Some people think that people won't want to listen to their message or what they want to say out there. Or some people don't want to be the face of their message, right? But they still want to get their message out there. So one, I would say that your voice is just as important as anybody else's voice. There's so many times within our culture that we're told to be seen and not heard. So it's kind of subconsciously drilled in us not to speak because of systematic racism things are holding us back from just saying the littlest things that's on our heart, or our point is not seen as valid, but you have a voice, you have a message. So if you want it in podcast, however you want that content out, you got to get it out there. And sometimes it's just for you. It may not necessarily be for an audience. It's like journaling. Look at this as this is another form of art. So it's like journaling. This can be therapeutic for you to just get your message off your chest. So I would say it's important for you to amplify your voice.
Okay, good stuff. Serena Wills from the DMV says, do you live stream your open houses?
I only had my first one last week and nobody came. So no, girl. But for the one tomorrow, I can.
Okay, so when I get there, which will be sooner rather than later, we can live stream it.
For sure.
Okay, we can live stream it.
Nice. So I was curious, there's a question that you typically ask our interviewees when we're talking to them. So Shereen, what is your superpower, and why? Well, I'll ask my second question after that. First, I want to know, what is your superpower?
I think being lighthearted. Like I like to laugh. So I think that wait, is that my superpower? I think I've always been outspoken. So maybe my voice is actually my superpower. I think I've always been outspoken. Whether it's a family member saying something and then I'm the voice over there, or whether I'm seeing some sort of injustice and I'm the voice, or if I need to fight an injustice, which I've done in the past, and I'm the voice. So I think that my voice is actually my superpower, if I really think about it. And the lightheartedness of me allows me to be able to laugh at things and laugh things off, but also know how to take things seriously when I need to.
Love that. And I know we were down at Dragon's Den, and I was trying to convince you to pitch, but
Ryan, the mic's not working all of a sudden. Ryan, get lost.
Hey, people that are listening, I'm curious, why should someone invest in you? Like, why you've been making these investments, you're pouring into entrepreneurs. Now, why should we invest in you?
Okay. I'm here for you. I'm here for the community. Ryan, you put me on the spot. Why invest in me? I mean, I have a passion and a goal, just like a lot of people out there. And for me, I think there's a part of me that I just want to see us win. And so the businesses that I put together helps service and put a spotlight on other people as well. So you're not really investing in just me, you're investing in our community, you're investing in our tribe. Black Print is not about Shereen. It's about all of these businesses. I have a goal to be completely draped out and decked out in all Black-owned businesses. So if I'm in front of a camera, someone goes, well, wait a minute, what ring is she wearing? Oh, she's wearing Serrani's fashion. Well, what headband was that? I don't know. This is not a Black-owned brand. But, the whole point is that I showcase naturally what we have in our community. We offer absolutely everything. So investing in my businesses is investing within the community. Now, will that get me $100,000 on CBC? Maybe not. But to answer your particular question, maintenant, right now, investing in me is investing in our community.
Love it.
What's up for the rest of the day?
Follow-up emails, follow up to all the business cards. We need a better mechanism for following up on people. I'm not good at it right now. So
hire somebody to do it.
Oh man, I don't think I have that expendable cash right now, but I will take an intern.
The students and interns.
Yes. Yeah.
Ripen. Actually, the Black Chamber of Commerce also is working closely with Ripen. So they want to see more projects coming through. So I'll send you their note.
So just an update, right? Ripen right now just finished its latest intake. So you won't get anyone at least for another few weeks, but there are colleges and universities, but people never hard. Well, I know one person here approaches me on it, but I have like actually I'll be totally open because I can't stand the transparent word because I'm tired of it. Open is simple. There is actually one of the interns that's working with me who's gonna start, he's in the green room, who's gonna start producing this show for the next few months.
Ooh, that's wonderful.
So that's one less thing I have to do because money is good, but I want my time back.
Right.
Yes.
Right? Because time never lost a fight.
Yeah.
So Ripen, they're okay. The process is a little bit interesting. I'll just say to that. But there is a lot of college and university programs out there that can, even for short-term projects, because I only get them for what, 420 hours. They say that ain't enough.
Yeah, use it.
Leverage it, yes.
Yeah, I actually met a dean, one of the deans at Durham College at a recent event, and she had said, let's figure out how we put together a program so that we can get some of the students coming to the studio to help out here. So you're right. Like, these are the things, write that to-do list and my action list and follow up on those things.
Yeah. No, but don't just have a to-do list, also have a to-learn list.
I like that.
I really like that.
So and actually, speak about during college, I actually know a professor that teaches communications there. So she's wanting to chat with me about some things, and we known each other for years, and we finally had a conversation, and within 2 minutes she goes, "You do what?"
Right.
Yes. So you got emails to do, but we'll talk offline. I'm not an email person. I use another form, and Ryan knows what that is, and to me, that's more effective. But that's a whole other conversation. Anything else you want to share with our audience today?
Just pull up, come see the studio, and let's talk about how you can use the space. I'm quite open and friendly, I think. and forgive me if we've met before and I don't remember your face, because sometimes, I'm a little bit forgetful in those areas. But just come through the open houses or reach out on social media. Follow us. Follow our YouTube channel. It is Black Print Calm. We do live streams, and I'm going to be showing behind the scenes and really just building this business that I have on the back of my head.
And you're going to bring to the forefront and to millions of others.
Absolutely. And I'm open to collaborating. So if you have an idea and you want to know how we can collaborate, let's talk about it. Or you just want to use the space, I don't need to be here. You can use the space.
Sorry, the open house is tomorrow? Is there one?
Open house is tomorrow tomorrow's Tuesday, so 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Thursday, it is 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll throw that back up in the Perspective Studio production stories on Instagram. But just pull up, baby, pull up.
Okay, so Serena Will says it's important to amplify your voice. Frequency of Promotion says win. Hashtag Black Printing also says, yes, showcasing business. I know Frequency Event Promotions loves that. Fitness IQ goes bars. And also Frequency, they got something going on here. Cam, bars. Frequency, don't forget, Employment Ontario has a wage subsidy program. Okay. I don't mind these programs, but it's so much easier, family, if you go through the colleges and universities. It's and less administration. The nice thing though about Ripen is they do pay their students, but the administration is a whole other conversation. Ray says, let's help this entrepreneur extend her reach by going to her social pages and liking and subscribing to help her online reach. And that's a whole other conversation. I think people need to stop relying so much on social media. Again, and this is a whole other conversation, but there is lots of things going on that allegedly TikTok is going to get banned in the US and people are freaking out.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Don't rely so much on social media. There are other things. There are things called mailing lists.
Yeah, you can subscribe to our newsletter. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way we own the platform, right? It's our own platforms. And that way we can build our own communities.
Yeah.
Vibez got it.
Yeah. And all these social platforms, remember, they control the algorithm. You don't.
So true.
Right? They control right? So people realize that, build something of your own. Like I said, mailing lists. Like, all these people, as I said, are freaking out because of TikTok shutting down. Okay, what are you going to do? What happens if Facebook, who knows? They always change their algorithms. Can you keep up with that? Find ways of directly contacting to your marketplace. Move the middle person, make it be you, not someone who's controlling you. Just a little aside.
Yes, sir.
Frequency says, Shereen, you have our support. Ryan Singh says, love your vision. Yes, Ripen is now closed. Yes, so you can't get anything Ripen for probably at least another 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm blessed, and I'll just do this last thing. I have students that I've worked with. They're saying, when the next one's open, we're with you. Relationships.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Simon, thank you so much for taking the time. I know I'm at the back of your line, so hopefully I will get up there one day to the front of your line. But as always, don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Remember to give yourselves grace, and you will see me before the end of your month here.
Awesome.
Did you say end of the year or the month? Hold on.
Month.
Thank you. End of the month. Let's use that. End of the week. Let's get down there.
Week's already booked. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. The end of the month works. The end of the month works. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Simon.
Thank you for hanging out with us. And anytime. Yes, actually, one good last point. Ryan Singh says, I always ask my interns to prepare their learning plan.
Oh, because that's different. Because Ripen asked you to do it. So that's great if you can get them to do the work.
Yes.
They do the work. They're not here to sit around. Right. As the intern in the back knows, she gonna work. She know that. She gonna work. But look forward to seeing you really soon. And it's nice to have an alternative studio, not having to do with so much traffic, because I am not a downtowner, and even more so now to go past Yonge Street is a major effort for me.
Yeah, I wish we had talked. I would have said, "Come here. We could have did it here."
That'll be the next one. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. There's actually a series there's a few series now. People are actually curious. Maybe we'll just do some episodes out there.
Love it. Let's do it.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye. All right, Mr. Ryan.
Yes.
So I guess it was great putting her in at the last minute. So nice.
It always works. Last minute is the same as in advance. As long as it gets done. If it gets done, it's the same.
No. I would have liked to have come in last night and slid into my bed. No, there I was.
Oh, sure. Yes.
Yeah,
that is not the life of an entrepreneur.
But you know what? Getting rest is the life of an entrepreneur, because you need to be at your best possible. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Right. I know there's actually a Instagram handle, a page called Sleep is for Suckers. I'm not an advocate of sleep is for suckers.
Right.
No.
I do not subscribe to that either.
No. So what's up for the rest of the week?
Yeah, we're preparing for the Detailing Nights training. We're going to be doing our workshop this Wednesday for grants and funding that's available. So we always do once a month, the second Wednesday, our grant info session. So if people are still looking for what's still available or looking at different options for funding, we're going to talk about that on Wednesday. So how about yourself?
I have to take someone to the airport right after this. They're traveling to Jamaica for 3 weeks, and then I got to come back, and I have back-to-back onboarding meetings with new team members.
Nice.
So I've got to put a halt to this run. For the last week and a half, I've just been going, and definitely by tomorrow, things are good. Well, somewhat lowered down. I've got a new conversations with a bunch of African entrepreneurs,
right,
African Black entrepreneurs the rest of the week. So things are ramping up, and we'll just keep on moving on. Black Prince says, it was such a pleasure having me, Dr. Weimar. The pleasure was ours. Thank you so much. And I will come in there. I don't know about tomorrow, Tuesday, but we're tentatively looking a week from this Tuesday. But I'm going to call you while I'm on the road in traffic today, and we can see how that can happen. So awesome. That's it. Look, thanks everybody for rolling in today. Amazing. Thanks for being the great family that you are. The comments are still coming in. And Black Print, thanks everyone for your support. All right. they're here. They're family. All right. So a few last things. Let's get it down right. So why don't we do first things first? The most important person first. That's how you can get a hold of him. Ryan Oneil Knight. Ryan Oneil Knight. LinkedIn, Instagram at Ryan.Knight99. And then email work with me, Ryan Oneil Knight. Subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also, follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook when their algorithms are right, by the way. Advertise on the Dr. Vibe Show or any of these. Email me, dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And also join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Email me again. So that's it. And you can watch replays at the different places below, as you see scrolling at the bottom. Dr. Vibe, YouTube and Facebook, Afro Caribbean Business Network, Facebook, YouTube, and Ryan Oneil Knight, YouTube and LinkedIn. And one last thing. People say that what do you really enjoy about what you do? And I'm gonna say a big shout out. She's not watching it, but Lala Key, who's one of the co-hosts of Primetime Saturday with Aisha and Lala, Aisha K. Staggers and Laura Lala Key. She is now going to be part of a daily show on the Fly Nubian Queen Network.
Okay.
So that makes me happy because they had asked me, do you have any content creators, ladies who are of a strong presence, talk about different areas of business? She was away on a music tour because her and her husband do singing tours in Europe.
Yes.
Apply. So she is going to be part of I think of 4 or 5 women doing a daily show on the Fly Nubian Queen Network. I believe premieres today at 1 p.m. I won't be able to catch it probably, but that's what makes me happy when I can help people score goals and get wins.
100%.
That is a big thing. So
big shout out for that.
Yeah, so that is good. And Frequency Band, yeah, it was great seeing me yesterday at the plant-based event. Yes, and big shout out to Carolyn Nicole and her team. You guys rocked the house yesterday.
Excellent.
Like they're thinking they may need to go to a bigger location next year. And Serena says, go Lala, 100%. All right, so we are done. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions, aim bigger, aim better, aim higher and wider. Love, faith, and respect. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Remember to give yourselves grace. We don't have anyone booked yet for Friday, but Ryan, if you're going to do that, please do it a little bit earlier next time.
The invitations are going out today.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Well, okay, but do note next Monday and next Friday, restaurant
Five Blacks Restaurant Week.
Well, and then the following Monday.
Well, we have the interviews. Yeah.
Fall Monday, we'll probably because Carolyn has said she can go back a week because usually we have her at that time every Monday. So I'll send the dates to you. And again, any other guest suggestions, please get in contact with either myself or Ryan. All right, that's it. I'm done. So's Ryan. We need some sleep. Bye.